I didn't brush my teeth the first 3 days after they cut out my breasts. Brushing my teeth, an act that I have done twice daily for more than 50 years, was suddenly beyond me, not worth the effort. In my pre-cancer life, I was a woman who wore makeup to go to the grocery store. But in this, the beginning of my cancer life, brushing my teeth was too much. I wanted to face breast cancer with dignity and grace, with interest rather than fear, with calm fortitude. I wanted to be a good cancer patient. I wanted my medical team and hospital staff to like me. Wanted my family and friends to see me as a woman filled with poise and confidence. I answered doctors' awkward questions, made impossible decisions, and despite a lifelong modesty regarding my body, allowed total strangers to feel me up. I handled the considerable pain and discomfort of multiple surgeries. And whenever the pain or overwhelming fatigue would seem intolerable, I would think to myself, dignity and grace, dignity and grace. My physical recovery was hard, but the emotional recovery was worse. I had undergone, in essence, a double amputation, yet my treatment and recuperation were largely invisible to others. I was knocked off my feet by the intensity of my sadness, the wish not to scare my kids, clients, or friends, and my distress in being so dependent on my husband and children during my recovery. I'd wake up on Sunday mornings in tears after a cancer dream. I'd cry over the long, red, ropey scars crossing my chest. After the reconstruction was finished, when fully clothed I appeared completely normal, I'd wonder if I would ever feel whole again. Cancer made me exquisitely aware of my own mortality. It wiped out any hope that if I do everything I am supposed to, I might be able to control what happens to me. Cancer is not choosy. And even though I had no risk factors for breast cancer beyond being a woman, I got it. The loss of that innocence was perhaps as difficult to come to terms with as was adjusting to the physical loss following the mastectomy. I'm a psychotherapist. My life's work has been to help people in emotional pain learn to understand and manage their problems and relationships, make sense of their feelings, and to find ways to integrate events and emotions into a fuller sense of self. I guide others to begin to live more contented lives. Cancer and the grief it brought with it forced me to look at my own needs, my own emotions, assumptions, reactions, and identity. I was raised, as were many women of my generation, to be obedient and to put others' needs before my own. I understand on a deeper level now that being good isn't always the most effective or valuable goal. I know now in a profoundly personal way that it is more important to be true to myself. I am, I hope, still not selfish, but I know what I want more than I ever did before. I would never say that I am grateful to cancer, but I am grateful for the path of growth it put me on. All of life is about change. Getting married, losing a loved one, having a child, all significant life events change who you are, add to your sense of self. Joyful events are no more nor less powerful than sorrowful ones in forming or adding to an identity. Thinking about my second act, my first reaction was that having cancer hasn't changed how I give back. I'm not one to start a foundation or even run a 5K. I am not an activist or entrepreneurial by nature, and I have always hated fundraising. I like to work with people one-on-one, and cancer did not change that about me. So what has changed? Well, the most visible part of my second act is that I have been growing out my hair, and on my 5-year cancerversary, I will cut it off and donate it. But what I am prouder of doing, that's the easy part. What I'm prouder of doing with my cancer experience and with my second act is that I have reevaluated my priorities, become a more creative and genuine person, a more insightful psychotherapist, and a more present wife, mother, sister, and friend. My cancer diagnosis felt like my body betrayed me. The fear that it can happen again is part of me now. Having had cancer and getting a second act made me want to be more fully myself, more willing to say or do or ask for what I want, not just while dealing with a traumatic event, but always. It's made me more patient and generous. I have an enhanced sense of what truly matters as well as what doesn't. I want to live with dignity and grace, accepting and tolerating both the lovely and the hurtful emotions and experiences in myself and others. 4 years later, life is once again pretty normal for me. I brush my teeth daily and wear makeup to go to the grocery store. I feel whole again, maybe more whole than ever before. I have learned to live beyond cancer, learned to accept that whatever happens to me becomes a part of who I am. I can choose to find a place for cancer or any ordeal in my life to make peace with it, to move forward. And knowing this in a personal way has helped me more effectively help others accept what often seems unacceptable and move through with and even beyond pain or unhappiness to find their second acts. Being truer to myself and helping others to be and do the best they can to find ways to accept and live beyond their losses or injuries and to integrate their struggles into their identities, that is my second act.